Okay, maybe we can talk to this dude while we're at it. Okay, we need to go down. I think I might have to talk to that guy. Hey, Mags. Got your way with the mural, huh? Didn't expect you to convince the council like that. Yeah, I can be pretty stubborn when I want to be. Clearly, I'm impressed. The rest of the council has been arguing over the matter for so long, even I couldn't get a word in. Then you come in and shut them up in a few minutes. We could use more women like you in town. Okay, why don't you let women join the council? Well, you'd have to take that up with the Lord. Besides, I don't think any of them are as hard-headed as you. You're the exception, Magdalene. You always are. Okay, yeah, you forgot about Agnes. That's not what I meant. She's not... Oh, never mind. Forget about it. Anyway, standing up to the council like that was great. I know I'm on the council, but sometimes it doesn't seem like I have any influence. Oates actually seems insecure about his place on the council. Oh, I don't really want to make him extra upset. Maybe I should reassure him. Well, you vouched for me. Only after your dad did. I still feel bad about that. I should have stuck up for you. Being the youngest one on the council has been harder than I thought. I know Baltus and Werner don't think I'm capable, and even Paul has warned me about being too rash. My dad died trying to make a difference in this town. All I'm trying to do is carry on his legacy, but it seems like the others won't make room for any change. Well, keep trying. Thanks, Magdalene. It'll take time, but maybe they'll listen to me eventually. Better get back to it. See you later. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Till. You have a moment? Of course, what do you need? Oates says you've been obsessed with your painting. I'm looking into the early history of Tassing for the first part. Mother Illumina said your grandfather read about the history of the town. Ah, fertile fields, that is. Seems like old pot shards and Latin trivia were all he ever talked about. All of Granddad's reading came from the Abbey's library, though, and you know what happened there. Poof! Up in smoke. So you don't have any of his old books? Only a few. Granddad tried to buy some when the Abbey fell on hard times, but they were too expensive. But I can show you something better than books. Okay, anything would help. Right, so we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots and animals, bricks from what looks to be of an old forge, mountains of salt. Even found a little bear carved from amber. So where'd you find that? It's not just me. Carl finds things. Fabian too. Any farmer would tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields, under the dirt. Can't go one season without turning something up. Okay, where are you keeping them? Nowhere. We just tossed them in the piles with the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but we can't do much of anything with the stuff except look at it. What do you think it all means? I don't follow. So how do you think these people live? Rough, I'd say, but comfortable. We don't find much of their clothes or their houses, so they must have rotted. I guess that would mean they were living in huts. But their tools are good quality. If they weren't rusted to hell, I could probably use them today. I don't know why, but I assume they lived in caves or in the muck. They weren't Christians, no doubt about that, but they weren't animals either. I'd say they had it hard, but they got by. Not so different from today, really. Okay, did the pagans start the salt mine? Had to have, I'd say. Most people think it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out what was already there. That's why Tassing was so important to the Romans in the first place. Salt. I'd always wondered why they'd settled in such a small alpine town. Do you think there's anything left of the pagans down there? I don't know, but anything they left would have to be better preserved than what we dig out of the fields. Magdalene, tell me you aren't thinking of going down there. I'm definitely not thinking of going down there. What if there's stuff that could help me with the mural? Magdalene, that mine is hundreds of years old. You could break your neck just getting in there. It's worth it for the mural. It's for my dad. Imagine how your dad would feel if you got hurt. Oh, Haggle? Oh, the Haggle background. Was curious about the daily lives of the pagans, dedicated to the mural's success. Then help me get down there. You're bullheaded, just like your mother. And your father. Probably couldn't keep you out of there if I tried. I already have rope, though. Please, Till. Okay, fine. Don't know how to get down there myself, but I know those twins have gotten in a time or two. No doubt they have a trick. And Baltus might not be the most reliable man, but I don't doubt he could rig up something for you too. Oh, okay, he just tells you to go. Okay, I guess I was supposed to talk to him first. I talked to these people out of order. Well, it's been a big help. Glad to spread some knowledge around. Important for folks to know their past. You think all this pagan stuff will make it in the mural? I can bring some of the things the boys and I have found over to the Wrath House tomorrow if that'd help. Oh, that'd be nice. I'm glad you're taking an interest, Magdalene. I thought no one cared about the pagans but me and Granddad. I should warn you, if you do head into the forest, keep an eye out for the Lord's men. They're strict, worse now than they used to be. I'll be careful. Okay, until tomorrow. Hello, Ava. Magda, darling. Oates isn't here, I'm afraid. I wasn't looking for him. No? Are you sure? I think he wandered off toward the Wrath House. Something about the council, but if you ask me, I think he's looking for you. Well, sorry to disappoint him. He'll recover once he learns you've dropped by. He's always working on town council business these days, and he's still working at mastering carpentry, too. I suggested a few years ago that he take up an apprenticeship, but he was determined to remain in Tassing. I think he's more comfortable here, even if that means he'll never be the craftsman Otto was. I help him how I can, but there's only so much I know how to do. Besides, I think he feels like he's taking care of me instead of the other way around. Funny how time does that. You ever miss him? Every day. I see him in the little things Oates does, the way he smiles or how he laughs. I miss my husband, but I'm proud of Oates. He's growing into a capable young man. I'm excited to see him grow into a husband and father. He'll make a wonderful partner. Yeah, whoever he gets is gonna be lucky. It's about time to start finding a match, too. Andrus is a good man, but it's a shame the Lord never blessed him with a wife. I'd rather Oates not be in the same position. Better to marry earlier while we can raise a family. Anyway, I'm sure you have things to do. I'll get back to them. I'll let you get back to them. Okay, bye. Who's this? Oh, Christina. Hi, Magda. Hello, Christina. What are you doing today? Helping Mom. Oates is right. You're really pretty. Okay, yeah, you're really pretty too. Teehee. Thank you. Don't tell, it's a secret. Oh, I'll keep it secret. You're funny, man. You're funny. Baltus gave me this rope to climb down, but it might take a while. Should I go? Yeah, I got nothing else to do. At least the other things didn't take up time. Hope she's good at tying knots. There are a lot of different coins down here. How odd. It's not like this is a saint's well. Oh, a tablet. There's still writing on it. Oh, it's a poem. I think it's a love note. I would have chucked the shit down on Mineshaft too. Poor J-Hope. Her lover was better at things other than poetry. Oh, this looks like a larger version of some of Baltus's contraptions. Oh, I thought it was blocking my way. Now that I'm down here, I should see what I can find from the Roman era and before. Oh, bones. They're far too big to be human. Oop, okay. I thought this was... Oh, nice, a piece of pottery. Very pretty. Oh, these must be some kind of figurines Till and the other farmers find in the fields. To think that there are so many remnants of our ancestors scattered in fields and caves like this. She's literally almost like you old anthropologist, I guess. Here's another piece. Oh, another piece. Hey, this piece looks like it matches the other piece I found. Another shard. Another piece. I wonder if they're all the same pot. There's a Latin inscription here. Tassia, give me water, or Pluto, preserve me. This salt is drying me to death. Yikes. Doesn't sound like working down here was pleasant. Oh, this looks like a Roman map of Tassing. I wonder what's changed. Let's see if I can map everything out. There's the aqueduct and the spring. The abbey was an old fort up on the hill. And there's the rest of town. Wait, what's this building? I don't recognize it. Mithraeum? I don't recognize the word from any of my books. I can't quite tell what it's meant to be, what's meant to label on the map. Maybe some sort of temple? Well, whatever it is not in Tassing right now. That's so odd. Yet another piece. This almost looks like an altar, but what would an altar be doing in a salt mine? It's even carved out of the salt. Another inscription. It's not very formal. A worker must have carved it. Lataeus' soul ascended in the Mithraeum. My soul will descend in this damned hall of salt. Christ. That's rough. There's that word again. Mithraeum. It must have been important to the Romans. Oh, another one. More Latin writing. If we cannot enter the Mithraeum, we will make our own altar to the gods. Sounds like the Mithraeum was some sort of temple. I've never heard the word before. This pottery is scattered everywhere. I have a lot of these pieces. I should find out if they're all from the same pot. Oh my god. Okay. We might be here for a while. Oh, we can rotate it. No, don't tell me that. Okay, this might be the bottom piece then. Oh shit. Yay! Not too bad. The figures on this pot lid look like they're telling a story. These paintings must depict an early myth even before the Romans. Let's see, this must be Perchta, and those must be forest spirits. Part of the wild hunt? Oh god, the next part looks like a human sacrifice. Someone, maybe a chieftain, is sacrificing a man to Perchta. The bottom half of the lid continues the story. These look like spirits. They must be coming in to feast on the sacrifice. That must be how our ancestors tried to keep Tassing safe. They offered sacrifices to Perchta. I'm not sure it's the best story. I like the other one. The one that You're the one that Peter told, I think. I like that one, I guess. That one was nice. I'll have to think more about it before I can decide. Or for certain, whatever the heck I just said. Alright, I better keep going before I run out of oil in my lamp. Oh, a cave-in. The wood here looks newer than the first part of the mine. Was this collapse recent? I won't be able to go any further with all the rubble. I suppose it's as far as I can go. Still, the murals on the walls showed me what Tassing was like when the Romans were here. Wonder if I can find out where the Mithraeum was, or what it is. And putting the pottery shard back together showed one of the earliest stories of Tassing. I think I've seen everything I can down here, and my oil is running out. Time to climb back out. Whoa! Wait, who's that? Hello? Is someone there? I better get out of this shaft before another rock comes crashing down. You know what? At least he didn't cut the rope. Or they. Who was that? Even Apollo and Artemis would have helped me. Well, would have helped me out of here. Well, now that I have more information, I can make some decisions on the first section of the mural. I should get back to the Wrath House and get to work. You. Yes? I'm Holler Brant, the Lord's gamekeeper. Why are you grazing pigs in the woods? I'm the printer's daughter. I didn't ask for your name. I asked why you were grazing pigs here. Answer me. That's not my pig. I've been walking around this forest for hours. Other than the charcoal burner and the tinker, you're the only person I've seen. If the pig doesn't belong to you, what are you doing here? I was in the salt mine? Doing what? Wait, I don't care. Just tell me whose pig this is. I don't know. The pig was in the woods when I came here. A mysterious lost pig, who apparently belongs to no one. Yeah, I guess. Oh my god. If I find any more pigs in these woods, I'll kill them on the spot. And those who brought them here. Do you understand? Yes. Good. Remind your neighbors what happens when you break the Lord's laws. I knew the Lord's men patrolled these woods, but I've never seen one before. I didn't realize they were so strict. I suppose I should consider myself lucky. Anyway, time to get out of these woods and back to the Wrath House. Hey Mags, how's the mural coming along? What? Oh right, Magdalene, sorry. Anyway, Magdalene, how's the mural going? It doesn't look like much yet. Well, of course it doesn't look like anything now. I only just finished priming the wall. Now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tassing when it happened so long ago. Since the Abbey Library burned, I can only rely on stories from people around Tassing. Even what I could find out about the Romans and pagans was obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. At least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it? What should I... I'd like to use a story. That's pretty cool. I like Il Peter's story. Huh? Really? Is that how we all got here? Kinda sounds like some story I heard about a saint. Saint Hubert? Stag with a cross between his horns? I think so. Animals often lead people to good fortune in stories, even the stories of saints. So what made you choose this story? Well, I like that it's about the founding, I guess. I guess that's true. We all know that it's old and it's always been here. This just tells a story of how we found it. Thanks for explaining. Well, I'd like you to understand why I'm making the choice. Well, now that I've figured out this portion of the mural, I'd better start thinking about next section. I'll leave it to you, Magdalene. Good night, Oates. Good night, Magdalene. Now that I've decided how to pick Tassing's earliest history, I should decide how to paint Kirsau's history. Mother Illuminata's letter mentioned that Matthew Facini, Facini Sue, or Sao, used to be a brother in Kirsau. She said he knew a great deal about the Abbey's history. I should write to him and ask him what he remembers. Oh, and I have Esther's letter to answer to. I should write them both. Oh, before I write, I should read that old book Brigitte gave me. Maybe I'll learn something. Alright, where to begin? Right, the old book. It was the Barons before Martin stole it. Oh, I guess it did. When the Romans, having conquered the town, built up walls around it, they established many temples here. This is harder to read than I thought. The book isn't in great shape either, since it's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Let's see. Oh, there's a section about the various dedications erected in this town. That might be easier to read. Ergito simulacrum in agri ut Mars nostrum operum conspiciat. I raise a vision in a field so that Mars may behold our work. Huh. Sedit Diana loco saturginosis ipsa. Diana sat in a place with water oozing up from herself. What does that mean? Let us pray so that he or she may defend the town. None of this really makes any sense. Maybe someone with better Latin than me could help me read it? The book is so big, though. It'd be a lot of work. I could ask Sister Gertrude or Baltus for help. Werner, too. He's much better at Latin than anyone else in this town. Maybe even Father Thomas, even though Dad warned me not to bother him with secular books. Chances are slim they could help, but it might be worth asking about. I should finish writing my letters first. Mother Illuminata told me that Matthew knew some of the Abbey's early history. He's the Archdeacon of Sion now. I should write to him before the snows come. I'll write to Esther, too. Okay, most revered Matthew Faustini Sound, Archdeacon of... I guess formerly of Kearsau Abbey. My name is Magdalene Druckjörn. I'm the daughter of Tassing's town printer Klaus. My father and I are creating a mural for Tassing's Rathouse. We want to show the history of the town and the Abbey. Mother Illuminata told me that you might be the best person to ask about its early history. I understand you're a busy man, but we would be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know of any other places where we might learn about the Abbey's history, we would appreciate it. Thank you for all your help and consideration. Thank you for your help, Magdalene. Hey, yo, don't you have to let the thing dry? Esther, please forgive me for not writing sooner. So much has happened since I last wrote. Even as my last letter was en route to you, Dad was attacked in the workshop in the middle of the night. He survived, thank God, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy he can't get out of bed. Some days his eyes become foggy, and his memory fails him. Dr. Stoltz said he's not going to recover, that it's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. Of course, our good doctor is incompetent and a known drunkard, so he's been of little additional help. I can only pray that between resting and my ministrations, Dad can at least be comfortable. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father or why. I found a note by him too. All it said was stop. It wasn't from the shop because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tassing has such skill in script as far as I know. And anyway, I don't have the time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. They made a fuss about my being too young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. I suppose I shouldn't have expected any better of them. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers and my chores. And worrying about my dad. Oates has been coming over under the pretense of helping me prepare my paints, too. I don't like his flirting. I like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It would mean so much to him. If Dr. Stoltz is right, I don't know how long I'll have. I hope you're faring better than we are. All my love, Magda. Is it gonna do the thing again? No. Or maybe after she goes to sleep? Oh, she didn't tell me she want. Well, actually, isn't it it's like 11 o'clock, right? Mistress Drucker, a few more letters for you. Take care. Thank you, sir. Safe travels. The first letter is from Reverend Matthew. Hey, they still together! Mistress Drucker, and I was not acquainted with your family during my years at Kearsau. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive. I am not overly inclined to assist the people of Tassing in their endeavors to catalogue the origins of the abbey they destroyed. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of posterity and Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Sometime after the Romans left, Christians settled in the region and built Kearsau Abbey on the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a noble woman of the Kearsau family. She was both its patron and its first abbess. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Kearsau changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around the same time. It may have been done out of fear of being shut down, as double monasteries were frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. Your neighbors put any other records about the abbey to the torch. Sic artis historia Kyrsis. Thus burn the history of Curacao. While we cannot change the past, I have heard that Sisters of the Poor Clares have formed a new chapter at the abbey. I can only hope that their love of apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrines of St. Moritz. Assuming they have not co-signed the contents of Curaçao's former occupants to a bonfire, you may find something there. I hope this has been some help to you and yours. May God keep and protect you. The Most Reverend Matthew Satsindi, Archdeacon of Sion. Another reply from Esther. Oh, Magdalene. I'm terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents send their deepest condolences. If we can provide you anything from Prague, only need to send word. I know we are further away than is easy to travel, but I will see that we can do what Hashem allows. Father says that he remembers no one who would want to harm your father. Yet the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Perhaps there is old blood over depicting the night of the revolt. That's all he could suggest. We pray for you and your father every day in our offerings. Hashem will make all things right in time. He will exact justice on the culprit. I am encouraged to hear that the town council lets you continue the mural at all. The guilds here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. You give the men of council too much grace. Why should you be forced to settle for their old ways of thinking? We live in a new age. An age where art and science have come together. An age when all may read the works of the great sages in their own language. Truly, when your father recovers, I urge you to come visit me in Prague. But I'm glad you found some joy in your work on the mural. We're all well here. Alicia has been carving a new set of wood cuttings, and father has agreed to a new contract with the university. I found Simon. His family didn't move far away after all. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with mother and father quite often now, so I hope that I will be sending good news in my next letter. With Hashem's help. Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well, Esther. That's all the letters I have for now. I should head home and check on Dad. Werner was supposed to come check on Dad today. I wonder where he is. Maybe I should try to find him later. Oh, good morning, Magdalene. Good morning. Feeling any better? Your fever broke at dawn this morning. A little stronger. All things. In time. You want anything to eat before I leave for the day? I'm working on the next section of the mural today. I'm not so hungry right now. I'll be alright. Your letter from the Archdeacon. Yes, that's right. What did you learn from him? Well, he didn't say all that much. I think he's still upset. He did say the abbey was founded by a noblewoman after the Romans left. Everything else burned in the fire. How unfortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery, so much lost in one night. The Archdeacon did suggest the poor Clares might have held on to some of the records from the convent. I should be able to learn about more about Tassing's Christian history there. An excellent place to start, Magdalene. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. Maybe Father Thomas knows something too. I should talk to him. If I recall correctly, the miller's wife has a long family history in Tassing. She may know something of the local history that others have forgotten. Elsie? I thought she moved here when she married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of her family. But oh my goodness, Caviezels used to live all up and down this valley. Go talk to her, Okay. Maybe something remained in the abbey's ruins. I should definitely see what's left. Magdalene, you be careful. Those ruins are dangerous. Okay, I'm just gonna look. Alright, wear a scarf too. It's getting cold out now. I can feel it in my bones. Don't worry, I'll see you tonight, okay? Okay, bye.